in 2027. This year, Secondary 1 students will sit for a new Singapore Cambridge Secondary Education Certificate or SEC examinations. The SEC examinations will replace the current Singapore Cambridge O and N level exams, moving mid-year examinations for all primary and secondary levels by 2023. This frees up more time, all levels, for self-directed learning and developing 21st century competencies.
No one really talk about you being labeled, you are from the express stream, or you are from the NA, or you are from the NT stream. No one is really judging you. And we really have to stop this labeling effect.
So what does this mean for you? This means that now the PSLE, or the Primary School Leaving Examination, is even more important in the later future. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you take a look at the Ministry of Education website, you go to the resources and click on the PSLE scoring system. Click on this one called the quick guide. You get a PDF, and this PDF actually tells you a lot of information about how actually important the PSLE is in the coming future. And as of currently, going to be the new implementation of the secondary school the system basically. So if you look down here, as of now, the PSLE T-score will be replaced with a wider scoring band, and now they call it achievement levels. In the past, when I took the PSLE, I'm pretty sure it was A, B, C, D, and that's basically about it. It's like only 4 grades, or like A star. But now there's new numbers apparently. There's AL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is absolutely insane. But the number of the AL number is actually not the thing you should be worried about. The thing that you should be worried about is the range of the range between the different achievement levels. So if you take a look at this, I'm going to try to zoom it in here. If you take a look at the raw mark range and the AL respectively, it is actually a lot different compared to in the past. In the past, when I took it, if you want to get an A, it's just 75, so it just stops like right here. But now there's even more segregation, which is there's 80 to 84, 85 to 89, and it's now above 90, which is I'm assuming this is the A star range. But in the past, if you want to get an A, it's 75 to 90, and it just stops there. So if you saw the recent news, it's not recent, but if you saw the news that they're changing the secondary school how it works, and there's no more streaming. So what does that mean? Basically it means that after you get the PSLE score, and once you go to secondary school, you technically cannot change where you're at. You see, you can't really just, try to get to a higher level, because what you're given right now is this range of values, and this range of values will determine the level of difficulty of the subject that you're going to take. If you go down here to the course placement, which is Express, NA, and NT, yes, I know they're going to be removing this pretty soon, but I will show you later what I'm talking about. But in short, to get to Express, you have to look at this number right here, which is basically a 4, AL4 for every single subject, which is English, mathematics, sciences, and the mother tongue, which is either Chinese, Malay, or etc. Right? So you have to get 75 to 79. You have to, like, you have to get that. Express and NA, you can only afford to get like 1 AL5. You can only afford to get 1 AL5, right? Or like 2 AL5s minimum, and that's about it. Because if you add it up, 4 times 4 is 16, right? So you can technically afford 1 more to get, or 2 more to get a 5, and anything below this range right here is probably the biggest range I've ever seen, which is 45 to 64, which is technically is in between a pass. There's a pass and then there's a fail, you see, because the 50 is here, and then above that or below that is still AL6, which is a major difference in terms of the scoring. My goodness, Yeah, so it's gonna be quite important. And if you go back over here, click on this and go to full subject-based banding. If you go here and click on this, zoom in right here, in order to even qualify to go to the junior colleges or the polytechnics, you have to at least be able to take these subjects, which is G3, G2s, and G1s, which is they try to name it in such a way that it does not promote any kind of discrimination, expresses better, etc. IT is the end, whatever it is. It doesn't really change anything, because if you look at G3, G2s, and G1s, it's practically the same thing. It's just that they just changed the name from express, normal, academic, and whatever. They just changed that to letters and alphabets, which it don't really matter. So now you have to be able to qualify, right? Which is possibly minimum, which is 4 G3s and 1 G2 minimally, which is 4 G3s and 1 G2, which is the ELMA, which is English and mathematics, and then there's your best two subjects, and then there's your you can include your mother tongue or your combined sciences. I'm sorry, your combined humanities, etc. Right. So take a look at this. This is actually quite important. Of course, if you get 6 G3s, you should be fine. I don't think you should worry about that too much. You should worry if you're like in between, like maybe like here, 4 G3s and 1 G2 to like 5 G2s. This part, this might be the problem. Right. This is the part where I think you should worry about. Is you have to qualify, uh, at least 4 G3s, right? So if you take a look at this, the score that you get for the PSLE will transition over to the indicative level for secondary 1, which is G3, G2s, and G1s. Now, based on this table alone, if you technically want to get to a polytechnic, minimally you want to get here in the middle, because anything below that, which is 25 to 30, basically means that if you go back on top again, I'm going to show it to you. If you look at the AL and the differentiation, right, of the ranges, you do not want to get below this. Anything below this is probably quite dangerous. um, you know like if you're aiming to go to polytechnic and then you get this, the probability of you getting there is pretty low, and then you might go to the institution of technical education, IT, right? Most probably. So you gotta be really careful. The scores you get for the PSLE would technically ultimately determine your placement, which is insane. Because in the past it doesn't really matter, but now it kind of matters, and this is probably pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie, pretty stressful concept. Probably creates more stress than it needs to with these G3 and G2s. So yeah,